Assalamualaikum. So this video is about manufacturing processes and technology of plastic garbage. Manufacturing process used to fabricate plastic garbage. There are two types. So the first one is extrusion and the second one is extruder. Extrusion is continuous, uniformly solid or hollow, complex cross-section, high production, low tooling cost and wide tolerance. For extruder, feed zone, melting and compression zone, metering or melt pumping zone. So for the flow process, the process of making polythene, which is a type of plastic, is extrusion. The plastic film manufacturing process starts with melting down small plastic pellets until they become molten and pliable. The molten plastic is pushed through a circular die to form a continuous tube of plastic called bubble. The bubble is inflated with air to desired diameter and drawn vertically up a tower, giving it time to cool before it is flattened to its lay flat width. The thickness of the film is controlled by the speed at which it is pulled from the die. The width of the die is controlled by the amount of air inserted to the bubble. So that's all for the process.
So, okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A bit to Madam Jamalia. And so, today I'm gonna be representing for what is extrusion and what is extruder. So, for this plastic bag process, we picked extrusion process because we think that it's the most suitable process to be used to shape our product. So, let me tell you what is extrusion. Extrusion is a compression process forced to flow die orifice long continuous product determined by the orifice shape. Okay, so let me show you what is the extruder. Okay, this is an extruder. If you can see an extruder, there are three main component parts, which is the feed zone, the melting zone and the melt pumping zone. So what happens here is, as the hopper or the pellets go through the hopper, the screw will grind and mix the pellets together, and then from the feed zone going through the melting zone, which will melt the pellets, and then it will go straight to the melt pumping zone and then form into a die according to the orifice shape. So that's an extruder. See, I made a definition or a theory definition. As the pellets go through the hopper, the screw will grind and mix the pellets going through multiple heat phases and shade into a die.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AFIQ bin SYEHAB and I'm from class G. Today I will talk about the advantages and disadvantages of extrusion molding. First advantage is high speed, high volume, which means we can produce large amount of product in shorter time period. Second is low cost. Extrusion molding is inexpensive compared to molding process. It is because leftover material can be used again. Third one is flexibility. Extrusion molding allows considerable flexibility in the manufacturing of products with a consistent cross-section. Next is the disadvantages of extrusion molding. First disadvantage is product limitations. This process has certain limits on type of product that can be produced, like plastic soda bottles that cannot be produced as the shape narrows at one end, which one cannot achieve with standard extrusion molding machinery. Second is size variances. When the product exits the machinery, we cannot expect we cannot expect the same sizes because it expands due to heat. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
I will tell about the possible defect that could happen during this fabrication of the product form. So, the possible defect that can happen in this process is flow lines, burn mark, warping, vacuum voids or air pockets, seam marks, weld lines, and jetting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, my name is Muhammad AKHTAR bin AZMAN. So, today I will explain about how to prevent the defect that my friend FAIZ was list just now. So, first defect is flow line defect. So, we can prevent it by increase the injection speed, pressure, and material temperature to ensure the material fits the mold before cooling. Next defect is burn mark. So, we can lower the melt and mold temperature to prevent the overheating. For the warping defect, we can ensure the cooling process is gradual and long enough to prevent uneven stresses on the material. Next, for the vacuum voids defect, we can raise the injection pressure to force out trapped air pockets. So, next. So, for the seam mark defect, we can increase cooling time to limit shrinkage. Then, for the weld lines defect, we can redesign the mold to eliminate partition. So, the last defect is jetting defect. So, we can increase the material and mold temperature to keep the initial jet of material from solidifying yearly. So, that's all from...
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is FITRI bin ROSLAN and I am from class J4AM11040G. And I will discuss about how to prevent the defects. First of all, flow lines. Flow lines is to increase the injection speed, pressure and material temperature to ensure the material fills the mold before cooling. And next is burn marks. Burn marks is for lower the melt and mold temperature to prevent overheating. Warping. Ensure the cooling process is gradual and long enough to prevent uneven stresses on the material. And vacuum voids. To raise the injection pressure to force out trapped air pockets. And seam marks is to increase cooling time to limit shrinkage. And weld lines, redesign the mold to eliminate partitions. And last is jetting. Jetting is to increasing material and mold temperature to keep the initial jet of material from solidifying yearly. That's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.